Live from KSAT 12, the 6 o'clock news starts right now.
And we begin tonight with an update on this huge brawl between the UIW and Texas A&M Commerce men's basketball game. The Southland Conference has now suspended 8 players.
We first brought this to you as breaking news at 5. The Southland Conference commissioner called the actions of the student athletes flagrant and unsportsmanlike. 4 players from each school will be serving suspensions that range from 1 to 3 games. The conference also announcing these suspensions will go into effect immediately.
In a statement, the conference commissioner, Chris Grant, said the conference board of directors has clear expectations for sportsmanship and behavior, and those were not met. You can read more about these suspensions right now on KSAT.com.
There is a backlog in Bexar County. Court cases awaiting indictments have been piling up. But today, the Bexar County District Attorney said that backlog has been cut by 11%.
Bexar County commissioners approved $295,000 to create a high-risk intake team to deal with that backlog 3 months ago. Our Daniela Ibarra explains District Attorney Joe Gonzalez says it will help get violent offenders off the street.
6 months ago, a string of shootings shook the city. 5 San Antonio police officers shot by suspects with criminal histories in the span of 12 days. Police in the Bexar County DA's office blamed each other.
There was a concern among many of us about areas where we could improve criminal justice.
It's why Bexar County commissioners approved creating a high-risk intake team. It focuses on violent crimes, repeat offenders, and cases highlighted by police or prosecutors.
We've assigned veteran prosecutors to the more serious cases, the ones involving violent crime.
Gonzalez says 45 prosecutors volunteered to do extra work to prepare cases for a grand jury.
Those 45 prosecutors have now spent in about 2.5 months close to 900 hours, 895 hours, reducing the backlog.
In November, Gonzalez told commissioners he planned to cut the indictment backlog down by 1/3. That's about 2,000 cases. Despite staffing issues, Gonzalez says so far, the team has made a difference.
When we first started in November of last year, we had a backlog of 6,630 cases. As of February 11th, that is earlier this month, the backlog has been reduced by 11% to 5,647 cases, or a difference of 683 cases.
When this plan was announced in November, Gonzalez said it would be temporary. He said they would check in around the 6-month mark, which is in May. In downtown San Antonio, Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
Tonight, we're learning more about a San Antonio police officer arrested last month for possession of child pornography. That's according to discipline records obtained by our KSAT Investigates team. According to those records, Officer Albert Sanchez admitted to performing sexual acts with children as young as 3 years old. He was arrested January 11th on the felony possession charge and then suspended from SAPD without pay a day later. Investigators from his own department said they found explicit images of minors on his cell phone. Investigators say data from his cell phone revealed Sanchez described the sex acts to a woman through text messages. He claimed to have pictures from the incidents and possibly even recordings. He's free on bond awaiting indictment in the child pornography case.
A new legal obstacle for a Northside ISD trustee who was arrested for DWI. A lawsuit has been filed to force her out of her seat. That lawsuit was filed by a Bexar County resident in State District Court today to remove Dr. Carla Duran. NISD does not have a policy to publicly reprimand a trustee for improper behavior, but it does have a removal process. Today's suit is the first step in that. Duran was arrested on suspicion of DWI in September. She was given pretrial diversion in that case earlier this month. That keeps the case from showing up on her criminal record and allows her to possibly expunge all records of the arrest. Duran did not respond to an email from KSAT asking for comment.
He was forced to retire after what the city manager described as an inappropriate and offensive comment. Former San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood speaking for the first time exclusively to KSAT about the comment and what he says is a need for closure. 16 and a half years as chief, a very long time in that business. The fact it came to such an abrupt end, even more surprising. I asked the former chief about the offensive comment that we are not repeating on air and about how his world changed when he was called into a January 3rd meeting with City Manager Eric Walsh. Let's hit what happened at the end of your tenure head on.
I regret using it, and I take accountability and responsibility for it. I've admitted it from day one that I did say it, and for that, I'm sorry.
Do you think you let anybody down in this process?
I think I let myself down, my family, my kids, especially my kids, and then the members of this department. It was one bad day. It was one comment, and I'm not going to be judged on one incident or one comment. Even though we had a bad day and we regret what happened, you can never take away the work that's been done here in 16 and a half years.
So you're saying you said this once?
I'm saying that I have said it. And I always had an exit strategy, and I'd always planned that I wanted to leave with my legacy intact and with all of those things there. And I didn't necessarily get to do that.
Hood believes his legacy is intact. What he leaves behind at SAFD, he says, is one of the best departments in the country and the world. Coming up tonight at 10, more on his legacy and whether he thinks he should have been forced to retire. Did the punishment was it just? That's tonight on the Night Beat.
And he said he did not know that he was walking into that during that meeting. And it came as a shock to all of us. You know, in his capacity and in ours, you kind of develop a rapport over the years. So once that shock kind of sunk in, I think a lot of us were asking, okay, what comes next for him? What's he do now?
Yeah, even doing the interview was strange because we've known him for 16 and a half years, and to call him a former chief.
Right.
Seemed odd. Yeah. And coming up tonight at 10, he gets into a little bit more about whether he deserved a little more grace for the 16 and a half years he put into the San Antonio Fire Department.
And part of your interview, I imagine, is what comes next for him?
It is what comes next. He's going to move back to Phoenix, be with his wife. That's where his kids are. So he plans to continue, though, in the firefighter business in some capacity. By the way, you can watch the entire interview with Charles Hood, much more than what we've shown at 5 and 6. It's right now, our latest edition of Spreester Sessions. It's on KSAT.com, all of our KSAT streaming platforms, including the KSAT YouTube page.
The city of Elmendorf is issuing another boil water notice just 4 days after lifting the last one. City officials say this is due to continued repairs on a main water line. The boil water notice affects people who live in the areas of La Gloria, Old Corpus Christi Road, County Road 163, and south of Loop 1604. The city issued its previous notice last Thursday and lifted it on Saturday.
The San Antonio City Council considering new rules that could move council members' proposals through the process faster. They just discussed them at a meeting this afternoon at City Hall.
That is where Garrett Berger joins us now. Garrett, this is a whole lot of inside baseball here. So for those of us who were not City Hall reporters, why is this significant?
Well, Myra, council consideration requests, or CCRs as they're more commonly known, are one of the primary ways that your city council member has to push a new idea or policy through the city process. Now, those CCRs can range from new street names to entirely new city programs. The 10 council members on the San Antonio City Council typically generate more than 20 of these every year, but they can take a while before they actually go anywhere. Under current practice, CCRs go through the council's governance committee before they get farmed out to other council committees. But city staff say there's already a backlog of 16 CCRs that still haven't been heard, including at least one idea from late 2022. One councilman said he had some from 2021 that were never heard either. The mayor who heads the governance committee says city staff's due diligence in reviewing proposals before they're heard is one of the main reasons for the delays. One of the primary changes council is considering, though, puts a definitive timeline on how soon a CCR has to go before that committee, 60 days or the second meeting. The changes they're considering prompted by freshman D10 Councilman Mark White.
What was happening in the past is if a CCR could be filed and then not heard for 6 months, 8 months, and sometimes not heard at all. And so now we've got a definitive timeline if this new ordinance passes, where it must go to governance committee. And then from there, hopefully, the idea moves into the committee process. It can be discussed, modified, and then hopefully get to the full council.
Then if city staff need to do further review, there's also a timeline for that. And as it's going through the process, one of the proposed changes is to add an online tracker so each and every one of us can check in to see how far along the CCR is in the process. Now, the changes that they're considering also specifically lay out why the governance committee could actually veto a CCR and keep it from moving forward any further. The city attorney tells us that's actually a power they already have. Now, it just lays out specifically why. Live at City Hall, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Garrett. Look outside with live cam. Beautiful day out there, and what a warm one we saw today.
A little humid, too.
Yeah, a hint of humidity back in the air. That's something that we haven't really had a whole lot of over the weeks and months past. 76 right now with that dew point of 60 degrees, winds gusting up to 23 miles per hour out of the southeast. You'll notice those breezy winds through this evening at 10 to 20, a bit humid. That's going to lead to more fog, but a mild night. Temperatures in the 60s all evening. We'll talk about a weak cold front and how that's going to change things in just a bit.
Thanks, Adam. We'll see you then. Let's take a look at traffic right now. This is the camera here at 410 and Jackson Keller. You can see quite a backup there on both the main lanes as well as the access road. Big box truck and some vehicles behind it there off to the side, certainly slowing things down and shutting down at least one lane, causing traffic to merge and have to go around it. So something to be aware of. 410 and Jackson Keller. Happening tomorrow, our next edition of Know My Neighborhood. This episode shines a light on the Shearer Hills Ridgeview neighborhood and how the people who live there love so many things about it, even though they are dealing with some differences. You can watch that right here on the news at 6 tomorrow night.
Looking forward to that. Coming up in our next half hour, State Representative for District 121, Steve Allison, will be joining us for our KSAT Q&A. The Republican Allison trying to win a fourth term in District 121 against Republican challengers Mark LaHood and Michael Champion. This is expected to be a heated race. It's already heated on our airwaves. You can catch our live interview with Steve Allison coming up in just a few minutes.
Also still ahead here on the news at 6, for the last 10 years, a local radio host has been inspiring the African-American community through his music and entertainment. Meet the man behind the mic after the break. With a computer, microphone, and internet access, one man is helping San Antonio keep its finger on the pulse of the local African-American community.
He is the owner and voice of WSAN Radio, an online source of music, information, entertainment. As Katrina Weber shows us, the daily broadcast originates from a hub of history.
Good morning again, everybody. Good morning. We are here live.
Whether morning, noon, or night, Ronald Gordon is there, trying to spread good through the airwaves. The lifelong music lover revels in sharing his passion with the public.
My dad will play music all the time, and we call it cleanup music. That was Motown. When you heard that Motown song, you had to get up.
10 years ago, he started up what is now WSAN Radio. Among the music, it also offers motivation and messages targeting the African-American community.
Voting is mighty important. It's coming up March 5th, the primary voting.
Gordon wasn't always this smooth of a talker. The Illinois native says he struggled with stuttering as a child.
I was ashamed to talk. I got beat up. I was bullied. I was all that.
Somehow, when he turned on a microphone, he found magic. He began working in his free time as a DJ at parties, then in regular radio, before going out on his own. These days, he has plenty of company, nearly 40,000 listeners.
We just have fun, just messing with each other, because that's the family that we have and do things that we do.
He also has help from people like Sharon Bell Moses, who hosts an entertainment segment.
We have a bunch of fun. He's a big brother. I respect Ron very much. He's putting a lot into the community.
That includes more than his time. Gordon self-finances the entire WSAN operation. His station is non-traditional, offered strictly online and through an app, and in a non-traditional place. A former church, now the Williams Historical National Museum, currently serves as its headquarters.
As Gordon and his station blaze trails in the world of radio, it's only appropriate that they do it in this space, among the images of those who've also made a lasting impression.
I feel blessed that I can wake up in the morning and do something that I really like doing.
Thousands of listeners seem to like it too. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
I like a story about Motown music being cleanup music.
Yeah.
His dad played it. They had to get up and clean up.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
That makes sense. I could see that.
A little more pleasant than pots and pans and banging them, right?
Yeah, I mean, clean up to Smokey Robinson. Why not? All right, so it is a beautiful day out there. I said a tad humid, but that's not going to be around a whole long time.
No, we'll just have to deal with the humidity the first part of the day tomorrow, and then we move away from it because of a weak cold front that's headed into town. It's going to hit around the noon hour tomorrow, but you're not going to notice any cooler temperatures. Let's talk about the changes that'll take place, and that's mainly in the mornings in the days ahead. Tomorrow morning, 62 degrees, so still a mild and relatively warm start to the day. By Friday morning, behind that weak cold front, that's when we're down to 50, and even Saturday down to 47. So cooler mornings on the way. You'll notice those Friday through the upcoming weekend. Then the humidity returns by Monday, and that boosts those mornings back up a bit. All right, here's the big picture and the overall pattern. Big Blue H over Mexico. That has been influencing our weather for several days. It's been pressing down on us, giving us a lot of sunshine. Beautiful conditions, just no rain. It's deflecting all the rain-making energy away from our area. We had this little ripple in the upper level flow right here near Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's crossing over the Rockies. That's going to help stir up a surface low and a weak cold front. And that weak cold front is what's going to pay us a visit about midday tomorrow. Anything but a cold front out there right now. You look at the temperatures in West Texas, 81 in Lubbock, 79 Midland, 79 Alpine, 83 in Abilene. Just last hour, Abilene was 86, but a weak cold front will develop and grab some of the cooler air in the Rockies and pull it our way, and especially less humid air and pull that our way. That's going to be the main difference with this front, a big drop in the humidity. You look at the readings right now, Cotulla 85 in Del Rio. Feels a little like spring outside. It sure does. 76 here in town and Pleasanton at 80 degrees. Tomorrow morning, we start the day at 62 in San Antonio. We'll have some 50s to the west of I-35 and as you get into the hill country. But 59 Helotes, 62 New Braunfels, Elmendorf, 62 degrees in the morning with some areas of patchy fog. So keep that in mind, and a hint of humidity in the air as well. Tomorrow afternoon, yeah, we have a cold front coming, but it's not going to make us colder. It's going to be warmer tomorrow. 85 degrees around most of San Antonio. Downtown about 86. 83 in Helotes, 83 Timberwood Park. Our afternoon temperatures will be warm tomorrow because the effects of that cold front will take a little time to settle in. You'll notice that drop in humidity in the afternoon, but afternoons are still going to be, the afternoon tomorrow is still going to be pretty warm. And in the days ahead, very pleasant conditions. We'll get rid of the 80s Friday through the weekend and say hello to 70s. I mean, we're talking 70s, sunny, and low humidity Friday through the upcoming weekend. Beautiful conditions on the way. Right now, we're at 76, dew point is 60, so a little bit of humidity in the air with that southeasterly wind that's gusting up to 23 miles per hour. And it'll be a breezy evening with that wind coming off the Gulf. And tomorrow morning, we'll still have that hint of humidity in the air. But notice how by about 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, that's when the weak cold front moves through and sweeps away the humidity. And then Friday through the weekend will be very pleasant with a lack of any mugginess out there. And it will be a little breezy, too, behind that front tomorrow afternoon. Winds just gusting to about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Beautiful low humidity, cool mornings, comfortable afternoons Friday through the weekend. Next week, we could actually see a stronger cold front by Wednesday. That's something we're watching.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Coming up in sports, the Spurs hit the final stretch of games. Larry will have highlights.
I missed it.
Talk to them. Plus, the Rangers spring training underway. What they have to say about being defending champions.
Hi, Larry.
Larry's watching.
Hey, you didn't miss it all, Larry. You're here.
You made it.
Tomorrow night in Sacramento, California, the San Antonio Spurs resume their season to take on the Kings, who are sitting in 8th place in the Western Conference. Entering the final 27 games of the regular season, the Spurs own an 11-44 overall record. That's not where the team thought they'd be at this point of the season, that's for sure. Let's kick it on over to Mary Rominger, who attended San Antonio's practice before they left for the West Coast today. Hey, Mary.
Well, Larry, outside of the All-Star participants, the All-Star break was much-needed time away from basketball for the young Spurs. Keldon Johnson saying he missed his guys, but he was due for family time. We also asked the team at this afternoon's practice how they're planning to approach the back end of the season.
I mean, we got a lot of things that go on in life, whether, it's on the court or off the court, and just to get a refresher is huge. I know I definitely appreciate the break and being able to, be around my family and laugh and joke and have fun and not have to think about basketball or the next game and things like that. So, the break was much needed, and I definitely appreciated it.
I mean, more wins. I can say that. That's obvious. But I just feel like us playing together, us really coming together as a team and seeing, everything that we've worked on, coming to full circle. I feel like us being better on the offensive end, whether it's finding teammates and playing with each other, playing for each other, or on the defensive end, just getting more stops. Vic's been doing a tremendous job blocking shots, but on the perimeter, we got to hold people to getting, from their spots and, just picking it up on the defensive end.
The upcoming stretch of games to close out the rodeo road trip will be tough for the Spurs. You have Kings, Lakers, Jazz, Timberwolves, but that's nothing new playing in the Western Conference. From the Spurs practice facility, Mary Rominger, KSAT 12 Sports. Larry, back to you.
Thank you, Mary. So the Kings will host the Spurs tomorrow night at 9. The reigning World Series champion Texas Rangers are hard at work in Surprise, Arizona as they get ready for the upcoming regular season. First baseman Nathaniel Lowe is entering his 6th big league campaign and 4th with the Texas Rangers. Lowe, who's coming off a Gold Glove season, was asked, does batting practice get him going?
No, I hate it. It's the worst. I shouldn't say I hate it, but it's not my favorite thing. Trying to compete against my coworkers in a setting that has, nothing to it. It's just pretty tough. But it's good to see live pitches. Good for our guys to see hitters, and yeah, it's never going away.
No, it's not. Let's take you to Florida and the Park of Palm Beaches, where the Houston Astros, are holding spring training. Jake Myers was anointed the team's starting center fielder last month. He's a terrific defensive outfielder. Astros general manager Dana Brown says Myers is their guy to man center field on the daily.
It's awesome. It's awesome to hear that support from him, but my job is to go out there and be consistent and show up every day and help the team win on a daily basis.
All right, the Astros will open spring training play Saturday at 5:05 p.m. with the Nationals, and the Rangers will play ball Friday at 2:05 p.m. with the Royals.
I like the special spring training hats that both the Astros and the Rangers have.
They're pretty cool. So
nice.
The reporter photographer should have told Lowe to put his cap back on.
That he had a hair kind
of curl there. All right, thanks, Larry. Up next, he has become a target of Governor Greg Abbott. Our KSAT Q&A with Steve Allison, and the race for District 121 is next.
In our KSAT Q&A, we're going to talk to a man who is being targeted by a Republican governor, even though he's a Republican incumbent. And he's not the only one. Steve Allison is our guest from District 121 in the Alamo Heights area. Mr. Allison, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You have been targeted by the governor, and I'm trying to wrap my head around the fact that it's a Republican governor targeting a Republican incumbent. Why?
I'm trying to wrap my hands around it as well, because I've been with the governor on every single issue, every single request he's made since I've been in the legislature, 100% of the time. Whether it's been the border, on appropriations, I approved every request he made. I voted for him. Every request he's submitted to the legislature, I voted for and supported him, except this one issue. I think an ill-conceived private school voucher portion of a bill, I just can't get there.
So this one issue.
Just over that one issue.
Yeah. And he said, the governor said, those that vote against this, he would target in the election. So it seems like he's making good on that. Why do you not support school vouchers?
I I think, it's couched in the term of parental choice or school choice. And I think that's very misleading because we have ample choice opportunities within the public school system. Here in particular, we've got charter school. We've got a charter system as part of the public school system. We have a magnet program that is just exceptional in our schools. We have STEM programs. We have non-disciplinary alternative programs that are more workforce development to develop a trade or a skill. And the cost is just phenomenal for this short number of students that will be served. $500 million in the first year to increase quickly to $2 billion. And then projections are by year 5, it'll be $4 to $5 billion that would be much better spent in public education. We know we have some needs. We're number 43 in the nation on school funding. That money would be much better spent in our public school system that serves so many kids. We've got 5.5 million students in the public school system that we have an obligation to, plus the immigrants that are coming in that we have an obligation under the U.S. Supreme Court decision that we have to educate them as well.
Right, that's not a choice. There's not a choice in there.
There's no choice whatsoever.
I'm curious, you're in the Alamo Heights area. The Alamo Heights School District, usually one of the best in the state. Does that factor into it as well? Do you think school vouchers would hurt the Alamo Heights School
Absolutely.
District?
That's going to hurt every school district in the state. The rural districts are going to be impacted more severely, but I think every school district in the state, Alamo Heights is projected, if they lost just 1%, they'd lose $400,000 a year. And that even Alamo Heights is already in a deficit situation because we didn't do anything this session for our schools. So absolutely, every school district is going to be impacted. And just, there's an accountability and a transparency issue. Private schools aren't required to have certified teachers. They don't have the testing requirements. They choose who their students are. So it's the student choice or parental choice is a little bit of a misnomer because when we're talking about private schools, it's the private schools that make the decision who they accept. Unlike the public schools, where we have to take everybody.
Yeah.
Alamo Heights ISD is what's called a recapture district. A lot of the property taxes that go into that district end up going back to the state to be redistributed. So on the issue of property taxes, Alamo Heights not the only one dealing with really high rates, but certainly an area known for that.
Yes.
What do you want to do to try to combat that?
Well, we did quite a bit this last session. We finally passed a property tax bill that included some school district compression. The House wanted to do a little more compression that would be broader based, do more for our schools and our school patrons, bring down the rate and the tax burden, but also provide more relief for our businesses. We didn't do that. I think we need to look at that when we go back. But that helped the school districts quite a bit. There was a hold harmless provision that the school district would still be paid by the state for the money that they would have lost or did lose through that compression, which is important. And I think, again, we're number 43 in the nation. That's one thing we need to shore up, in my opinion, that we need to put more state money into public education and less burden on the local taxpayers.
What's your biggest difference between the governor has endorsed Mark LaHood? He's considered your most formidable opponent. We've seen him on the airwaves with the help of the governor.
Yes.
What's your biggest difference with him? Like, what sets you apart?
Well, it's huge. Background, qualifications, experience, and a demonstrated record of achievement. He has none of that, and that's troubling. You don't just jump into the legislature from ground zero. You've got to do something in the community. You've got to do some service and show some qualifications to deal with these different issues. Let's use choice or vouchers as an example. We're going to resolve that one way or the other. But then we've got a myriad of other issues to deal with. Infrastructure needs, property tax still needs to be addressed. The border continues to be an issue. Transportation's an issue. Healthcare's an issue. Need someone with a broad-based background and experience in those areas to deal with them. That's a striking difference between me and my opponent.
And the border is an issue in the ads against you that your opponent's been running, and you talked about how you voted with the governor on that issue in the past. What do you think needs to be done right now to deal with the current crisis?
I think we're headed in the right direction, and that's why I said I've supported the governor on his requests. I've been down to the border 3 times, most recently a month and a half, 2 months ago, and I made a point of talking to the guardsmen that are on the ground to get their input and reaction to what we're doing or not doing. I asked them specifically about the wall. Are we doing Is that the right approach? The money we're putting into border security, the wiring and all. And they said, absolutely. The more you can do, the better. Anything to discourage, detain, is going to be very, very helpful, and they're fully supportive. And I think that's what we need to continue to be doing, particularly on the illegal entry. You know, in Eagle Pass, for example, there's 2 bridges. Those are the legal entry points where if people come in, they're going to be processed just like, you know, all of our relatives. We're all immigrants. But I think we did it the right way. And the troubling part is the ones that don't do that and come across the river illegally. I know a lot of that's cartel activity and cartel driven. But for their own safety, plus to protect our border and our security, we need to stop that illegal entry.
This is your 4th term. You're running for your 4th term.
Yes.
How do you feel going into March 5th?
I feel good. I think our background, I think I've proven myself in the legislature, been fortunate to bring a lot of things back to the district and back to San Antonio that I think people recognize. And I think they recognize my background in education and what service I've done in the community for 30, 40 years. I think that's vitally important.
So if you win March 5th, then you get to take on the Democratic opponent and start all over again. So yeah.
It's a great deal.
I think we can safely say the governor will not be endorsing one of the Democrats in this race.
Well, I wonder.
Representative Allison, always appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed being here.
Want to remind people, early voting is underway right now. It runs for a couple of more weeks. And then, of course, March 5th is Election Day.
We'll be right back.
Go.
I love these segments. And for our next edition of Know My Neighborhood, we're taking you to the north side.
Tomorrow night, it is all about the Shearer Hills Ridgeview neighborhood. Here's a sneak peek of our next Know My Neighborhood.
This whole area is 50s, 60s.
Our neighborhood's been changing a lot.
It's quiet, it's calm, it's familiar, it's easy.
I like the people.
We have neighbors that we literally can go get a cup of sugar.
Even people that I disagree with on some issues.
These are people who are fleeing situations. They're trying to come here and improve their lives.
That's not what the neighborhood was developed for.
To me, the convenience of living here is a huge thing to me.
It's easy for me to get anywhere I want to get to within San Antonio from here.
You know, 281, there's 410, a hop, skip, and a jump.
I would love to ride my bike to McAllister and get on the Salado Creek Greenway Trail, but getting across 410 is, you know, taking your life into your own hands.
These houses spoke of living a very different way, a much more casual, and a way that was somewhat nostalgic.
This community is going to continue to grow and be there for other people to enjoy and have the life that we had.
It is a neighborhood dealing with differences in a lot of ways, but it is also a place where people are united by what they love about this neighborhood.
Has a lot of history, quite a few landmarks like the Boots from North Star Mall, the Almost Space and Golf Course, and the Rollercade.
That's where KSAT will be live tomorrow night. You can watch along starting at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening.
Will Adam Caskey do the limbo?
No,
Adam Caskey
is the question,
though, right?
It's that, then the hokey pokey.
Yeah.
Right? They always do
that.
the
We got to do the hokey pokey.
Yeah. Have to. Beautiful evening out there. You see some high clouds off in the distance, but that's about it. We will have some fog developing again later tonight through the morning commute tomorrow in the 60s later this evening. We're 76 now, but quickly falling down into the 60s and then lower 60s by tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about a cold front that could hit this time next week in just a bit.
Feeling awfully spring-like out there today. Are we getting even warmer this week, Adam?
You know, we are tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be even warmer, and you'll notice a little hint of spring despite the passage of a weak cold front.
I really wish it was the weekend already. Like today's one of those days where you're like, I wish it was Saturday.
Well, of course. I mean, I always wish it was Saturday.
I know. But it's with the weather I'm talking about.
Okay, well, other than thermometer Thursday, it should be
all
Saturday, right? That's why Fridays are just the worst day, because you're 6 more days till Therm Thursday, and you have so much to wait.
Yeah, you're the only guy around here grumpy on a Friday.
It's true.
Sulking on a Friday. What?
But Saturdays are good, too. I don't mind them. All right, take a look at this countdown. We are now 47 days away from our total solar eclipse here in South Central Texas. Here's a fact. Eagle Pass will be the first city in the U.S. to experience totality, when the moon completely blocks out the sun, and it'll be like twilight outside. It's not going to be like it's pitch black or anything. It's just going to be like you're around sunrise or sunset, around twilight. So the countdown is on, and we've got all the coverage here online, KSAT.com, and on KSAT Plus. The little ripple in the upper level flow that's moving through Albuquerque, we talked about this earlier, that's helping to stir up a surface low in the plains and a weak cold front that's going to be developing. And that cold front's going to move through tomorrow afternoon, not giving us colder temperatures tomorrow, but a drop in humidity. We've been under the influence of this big blue H over Mexico, the upper level high. It hasn't been centered over us, but close enough to really influence our weather. This is going to slowly work its way eastward by this time next week. It's over the Gulf of Mexico and the Yucatan Peninsula. That's going to open the door for a little dip, a trough in the upper level flow, to move on into the midsection of the country and even swing another cold front through our neck of the woods, a stronger cold front than what we'll have tomorrow. I extended this out a little bit more in terms of the high temperature trend. We'll be in the mid 80s tomorrow, so keep that in mind. It's going to be a warm day. 70s Friday through the weekend, and then look at this, back down into the 60s for highs by next Thursday. So a little bit of a more noticeable cold front does seem to be on the horizon. As for temperatures so far this month, we're about 2.3 degrees above average, the warmest being 77 and the coolest 32 degrees. We could use more rain, but this is nice to see at least some water in the Guadalupe. This is near Bernie from Peggy, and good reflection. Beautiful shot there with that perfectly calm water. As for our precipitation potential, it's all being deflected around us. Unfortunately, not a shot at rain within the next 7 to 8 days. Maybe about 9-10 days from now, but we're still below average in the rainfall department by 0.4 of an inch. And unfortunately, we need that rain. But the drought monitor that will be updated tomorrow, I don't anticipate any improvements compared to what it is now. 78 right now, or 78 our high today, a low of 56. Tomorrow we'll start the day at 62 with the fog, make it to 85 for the afternoon high temperature. So a warm day, but then cooler mornings Friday through the weekend, 40s to near 50. Cool mornings, but comfortable and perfect afternoons in the 70s with sunshine and low humidity.
Yeah, so when Saturday does get here, it'll be a good one. Thanks, Adam.
All right, if you guys say so. All right, we're talking about a historic pancake recipe when we come back in the Buzz. To the chessboard in the Buzz, an 8-year-old just shattered a world record in chess. Ashwat Kushik became the youngest player to defeat a grandmaster in a classical tournament game. The youngster from Singapore beat his 37-year-old opponent in a tournament in Switzerland over the weekend.
Born in India in 2015, Ashwat had already made a name for himself. He's won a number of youth tournaments around the world and became the world under-8 rapid champion in 2022.
Can you imagine being that 37-year-old? Like, I got to take on an 8-year-old? No problem.
And then you lose.
And then there was a problem. All right, the internet asked, the Library of Congress delivered. It has released Rosa Parks' Featherlight Pancakes recipe. Not only is this recipe unusual because it calls for peanut butter, it's written on the back of a First Independent National Bank of Detroit envelope by Rosa Parks herself.
It was gifted to the Library of Congress in 2016 as part of the Rosa Parks collection. As a way to honor the civil rights hero during Black History Month, you can head into the kitchen, whip up a batch of Rosa Parks Featherlight Pancakes. I want to. Peanut butter and pancakes?
I know, now I want pancakes.
I'll try it.
All right.
Let's do it.
We'll be right back.
A little foggy in the morning with some noticeable humidity. Low clouds will give way to sunshine by the noon hour, and 62 in the morning, but 85 tomorrow afternoon. The difference is lower humidity for the afternoon, and that'll last Friday through the weekend. But a little taste of spring temperatures, mid-80s for most of us tomorrow. And then Friday through the weekend, cool mornings, but comfortable afternoons. This is why Steve wants Saturday. 47 at sunrise, 74 in the afternoon, sunny, low humidity. Make the most of it.
That's what I'm talking about right there. By the way, you are bringing your thermometers to the rollercade tomorrow, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right.
Thursday.
Just double checking.
Thanks for watching.
Come on, Steve.